So when I got to Poland on my mission, I knew a little bit of the language. I didn't know much, but I knew enough that I could kind of, I thought that I could kind of carry on a conversation. I could say hi, I could say my name, I could say where I was from. And of course, I learned how to say thank you because when you learn a new language, you want to be polite, you want to be appropriate, and you want to, be gracious for people. You want to be gracious to people for them being understanding that you're learning a language and you're not very good yet. And so, of course, thank you was something that I learned how to say very quickly. But when I got there, I tried to approach people on the street and talk to them. And if they didn't want to talk, they'd just kind of wave me off. And for the longest time, I thought they were saying no, thank you. I thought they were saying nie dziękuję is how you'd say no, thank you in Polish. But eventually, I started listening more and more, and I realized they were just saying thank you. And I was so confused. I was like, are they being sarcastic? Because I'm American. You're like, yeah, no, you're not gonna be able to talk to me. Sorry, bud. No, thank you. Or I wasn't sure why they were just saying thank you. It was so weird to me. And it wasn't until I had an interaction with a Polish member, a member of the Mormon Church in Poland, that I realized why they were only saying thank you. I was carrying on this conversation, or it was me and a couple of sister missionaries, and we were having a conversation with one of the leaders in the branch, and he would keep telling us oh, I did this for you guys, and one of us would say, oh, thank you so much, and then he'd carry on and be like, oh, and I also did this for you guys, but oh, thank you so much. We were saying thank you multiple times throughout the course of the conversation. And the branch president, who was actually an American who English was his first language, but he learned Polish, turned to us and he said, why do you guys keep dismissing him? And we said, what do you mean? And he said, thank you in Polish is a dismissal. You're saying thanks, we're done here. Let's stop talking. And I was so taken aback. I was like, oh my gosh, that's why people are saying thank you to me on the streets. They're not being rude. They're not being sarcastic. It's just how they say it. It's their way of saying, thanks, we're done here. I'm not interested, and they're dismissing me. Not rudely or anything, but it's just the way it is. And so that, for me, was a very weird idiosyncrasy of Polish that I found interesting. I thought was pretty cool. That instead of saying, and of course there are times when they say no, thank you. If somebody wants to offer you a bit of food, and you're at a dinner or something, it's polite to say no, thank you there. But in general, Polish people, they don't say thank you throughout the course of a conversation for anything. And then at the very end, they'll say thank you, and that's how they say, and that's how they dismiss you. And it's not rude that they don't say thank you or anything like that. It's just it's just a part of their culture and a part of the language. And so that for me was really weird. But once I figured out why they did it, it cleared everything up, and everything was much better.